There are a lot of games on Game Pass, and if you're anything like me, you're seeing games pop up that are interesting, but you hesitate to install them or add them to your ever-growing backlog. Well, never fear, for I, Midnight Honker, am here to help. I've decided to go through the latest games on Game Pass, play them for at least a couple hours, and help you decide if they're worth your precious time. Without further ado, join me as we check out Chorus.
Okay, scavenger. Hand over your cargo and maybe we'll let you go.
Chorus is a sci-fi open-world dogfighting game that leans heavily toward the arcadey end of things. A hardcore flight sim, this is not. It reminds you of games like Crimson Skies, for those that remember that gem from the original Xbox days. Fly around from point A to point B, shoot down enemies, and collect resources to upgrade your ship. Of course, there's a bit more to it than that, so let's dig into it. Let's start with the story. I'd say it's serviceable, nothing exceptional in terms of writing and dialogue. It feels like a bulk of the effort went into the world building, which I must say is pretty interesting and unique. You play as Nara, a pilot with exceptional powers from her time serving within a cult called the Circle. Everything was going pretty well for Nara until, oh no, the creepy guy running the cult turned out to maybe be not so good. Who could have guessed? So now Nara has escaped the Circle and is working against them. Personally, I get some Warhammer vibes from the religious space cult worship thing, but I think it's pretty cool and unique overall.
I sense a powerful source close by. Such energy. I sense energies resonating with my gifts.
Oh, also, I hope you like listening to this lady whisper because she does it a lot, all the time. It doesn't bother me exactly, but she could have just been not whispering, and I would have been fine with that, and it would have stood out a lot less. I will say it's a stylistic choice that the developers made, but I could see it really bothering some people as it is, so it's worth pointing out.
Hit them hard and fast, my warriors. Nothing will disrupt the construction of the Jara Citadel.
The voice performances are totally fine though, nothing glaringly awful, though there are a couple of lines that were supposed to be serious that just made me chuckle.
The ship? They killed my wife?
Maybe another take would have helped that one. Now for the visuals. I like the look of the ships and the effects, particularly when things blow up. I wish the open world were a bit more interesting looking. It's just kind of a bunch of asteroids with stuff bolted on. It's very brown, sometimes blue depending on the lighting, which is fine, makes sense for an asteroid field, but that doesn't mean it's not kind of boring looking. This is space after all. Get weird with it.
Copy. I'll take them down.
Every last one.
The gameplay is where this game really shines. Controlling the ship feels great. It's responsive and intuitive. I never felt like I was struggling to make the ship do what I wanted it to. The dogfighting is great as well. Tracking and shooting down targets feels easy enough to not be frustrating. That's not to say it's too easy. Sitting still is just asking to be blown up. The developers were smart about this. The game is at its most fun when you're zooming around taking out ships at high speed. The game encourages that by making enemies essentially laser you down when you're not doing that. If you sit still, you will take a lot of damage, so keep your ship boosting and barrel rolling, and you'll stay alive and have way more fun while doing it.
I couldn't come back. I couldn't let people see a circle.
Negative. Do not lie.
As an added tip to boost your fun, you should try to progress the main story to the point that you get Nara's old ship from her Circle days. This should only take an hour or two depending on how fast you are. Getting this ship unlocks drifting, which admittedly takes a bit of getting used to, but it does increase your maneuverability and makes the flying a lot more fun. Like I mentioned, there's a main story, but as you'd expect with an open world game, there's a bunch of side missions you can take on if you want. Doing these will help you upgrade your ship, either through direct upgrades or credits which can be spent on upgrades when you get back to a hangar. As you'd expect, these weapon upgrades range from more ship health, speed, damage upgrades, or all new weapons. So if you like clearing maps of question marks, this game has that for you. Overall, I think Chorus is a great game for those looking for some fun dogfighting action. If you want more of a flight sim feel, then you are going to be disappointed. But if you're perfectly happy with the arcadey Star Foxes of the world, then I think you're in luck. Your mileage may vary on how much the story does it for you, but I think the gameplay is enjoyable enough that you can just ignore much of it and still have a good time shooting down space pirates and whatnot. Personally, the story hasn't gripped me, so I don't feel the need to see it through, but the dogfighting feels great, so that's enough for me to recommend it to those who want that kind of thing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you just can't get enough, I also stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.